You watched it so
many...
I will not be done. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. You watched it so many times before, and now you're gonna watch it again. But it's been so many years since you last saw it, and now you show it to your friends, and they're like, what? How? What? Where is this? Why this film? Why this film?
Hello, and welcome back to Why This Film, the podcast where we pick a movie from your childhood, rewatch it, and then have a chat about it. It is the season finale, which of course means it is a drinking game. It is 1 o'clock in the morning, and I am here with Kieran.
Hello, I'm Kieran Jenkins, Kieran M. Jenkins. What's up?
His chosen movie is Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2, and Back to the Future 3.
We're doing a trilogy, baby.
We're doing the trilogy right here, right now.
Woo!
The drinking game, plural.
We're gonna sit through the whole trilogy in one go.
It's 6 hours. It's 1 o'clock in the morning now. We'll tell you what the sunrise is like. The IMDb breakdown of the first Back to the Future. Marty McFly, a 17-year-old high school student, is accidentally sent 30 years into the past in a time-travelling DeLorean invented by his close friend, the maverick scientist, Doc Brown. Your relationship with this movie?
I think one of the... Good. Well, this is a fucking great start, isn't it? In terms of science fiction as a genre, certainly one of my first kind of touch-ins with it. I was brought up on Doctor Who and all of that lovely jubbly stuff, and so Back to My Future was kind of my Americanized kind of window into that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I certainly watched a lot of Doctor Who before Back to the Future, and it was one of the first sort of trilogies I knowingly completed, certainly. I think it's also one of the reasons I have somewhat of an affinity for trilogies. I mean, nice appreciation for trilogies.
Nice,
I know a lot of people, that's a generalisation, but there's this sort of stigma about the third film not being as good as 1 and 2, which I disagree with. I think they're all great, and because that's always stuck with me, as kind of a perfect trilogy through, all in all.
Yeah.
It just made me like trilogy. That's it. And and just the soundtrack, the music by Alan Silvestri. It's just it is escapism, I guess. Simple as escapism, and the greatest sense of the word. And being a lover of time travel as a kid, it was
completely up your street.
Completely up my street,
yeah.
And is it bad to say it's just lovely and wholesome and
honestly, I was going to say the same thing. I think these were recorded off the TV onto VHS, and I think my dad had seen them before, and so we sort of sat down to watch them, and obviously I was instantly hooked and was because he'd also done that with Star Wars, and I was like, yeah, they're fine.
I actually watched Back to the Future before I even knew what Star Wars was.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, because especially for our generation, it was only just coming back into cinemas when we were 10, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
But in terms of Back to the Future, yeah, I watch them, and they're always on at Christmas, and I will always watch them. Which one's your favourite?
3.
Controversial question. See, the Western genre is so male-dominated that I still enjoyed it as a sort of film.
Yeah.
But because it was Westernized, I was always I prefer 2.
No, it's not even because it's set in the Wild West. It's my favourite. It's because he makes a time machine train. Genuinely. That's why it's my favourite film. That last shot at the end. I've got my friend Ed here with me, Ed Dingley, fantastic actor. It's that fucking shot at the end where the train starts and it goes, because obviously it's mirroring the shot at the end of Back to the Future 1 where the DeLorean flies into the camera, but it's the train. It was just I remember seeing that as a kid, like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And that
You're still chasing that dream.
never changed my opinion on it. No one can ever change my opinion on it.
Fair enough.
And again, I like it being the third movie, like, the relationship, not that the first film didn't establish Marty and Doc's relationship, but like by that point they've been through so much.
It's true. There's it's sweet, and it's wholesome, it's adventurous, it's romantic, it's got everything you could possibly want there. I think there was
incest
a quote.
in it.
Oh yeah, everybody loves a bit of incest. It's so hot right now, and
Raw.
like a reviewer once said, like, if you don't like Back to the Future, do you even like films at all? Kind of thing, and I think he had a point.
No, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, obviously, in my opinion, everything's subjective, but like in terms of, it's not very political in the sense. It's not trying to say anything.
Yeah, it's just a good fucking movie.
It's a good movie. A bit of quick trivia.
Well, I was gonna say.
Oh, are you gonna do
You've
the
got
thing?
so much trivia.
I got so much trivia.
I'm putting 1 minute on the clock, and
Okay.
that is how long Kieran has to give us all of the trivia for the first Back to the Future movie. Are you ready?
Okay, hang on. Peanut butter buttercup. Peanut butter buttercup. Right, let's do this.
3, 2, 1, now.
Right, so the film was written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Now, the reason it was written because Robert Zemeckis was visiting his parents and going through his yearbook, and he found out that his father was school's senior president, which he didn't know that. And he wrote the film because he was wondering if he and his dad would have got on if they went to the same school together. So that was kind of the idea. Got rejected by all the studios for so long, to the point where they even started rejecting people who wanted to produce it. Famously, they first turned down Steven Spielberg, of all people, who later signed on to lovingly produce the project. It was also produced by Bob Gale, who directed 1941, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Used Cars, and Neil Canton, who also produced The Adventures of Buckaroo Bonanza Across the Eighth Dimension. Its budget was I've gone over, I don't care. 19 million. The budget was $19 million. That was the budget, and the box office was $389.1 million. Like, what an intake. The film went on to gross, like, $210.61 million in North America and $178.5 million in the foreign countries, obviously accumulating in the grand total of the $389.1 million. I'll get one more. I've already failed at this. Obviously, the music by Alan Silvestri. He's a long-time composer of Robert Zemeckis, having worked on both Castaway and Forrest Gump. However, he's also done Predator, Predator 2, The Abyss, The Quick and the Dead, Mac and Me, Mouse Hunt, Stuart Little, The Mummy Returns, gas film, don't care what you say, Lilo and Stitch, Night at the Museum, and its sequels, obviously, and Ready Player One. And his most recent work being Captain America, The First Avenger, The Avengers, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame.
Well, that ended up being 2 minutes, but still pretty impressive.
Oh my god! So that's not even all of them. We'll go through these.
We'll get them. We'll get them 100%.
And it's going to get harder the drunker I get, by the way.
Oh yes, so it is a drinking game. So the rules, as they are for Back to the Future 1, 1985: drink whenever they say, "This is heavy."
This is heavy, Doc.
Drink whenever they say, "Great Scott."
Gah!
Drink whenever they say 1.21 gigawatts.
No! 1.21 gigawatts!
Drink when they say, "I hate manure."
Gas.
And drink for any chicken reference. Whether that be calling Martin McFly a chicken, him denying that he is a chicken, just any sort of vague chicken reference available to you.
Can I add one more?
Yes, please.
So you know that that musical...
Mm-hmm.
Every time that's repeated.
Okay.
Because that's such an iconic kind of thing.
Of music.
Oh, when we get into this, like, I've got so much to say about the music as well. Like, as always, oh god, there's so much.
Should we?
Oh, let's just do it. Oh, I'm so excited. That's a reference not only to what happens at the end of the film, obviously, but that's obviously a reference to another film which I've just forgotten the name of. It's not in my notes. I'm so upset. It's an old 1930s film that a lot of people mistake for a Charlie Chaplin film, but it's actually not.
Ah.
I think one of the things that lends itself to being like wholesome as well is like it was a passion project. Like you can see the amount of care that's gone into like every element, like production design, sound design. In fact, I believe this was nominated for an Academy Award for the sound design. Actually, I think it got it.
I really love being eased into the movie in this way.
Hey, Doc.
Here he is, the man himself. So obviously, famously...
Such a great intro.
It's a great intro. Famously, Michael J. Fox was filming this at the same time as the sitcom Family Ties. Yeah, what he'd do is he'd do Family Ties in the morning. Yeah, he'd rehearse and film that in the morning. Then he'd go straight to set for Back to the Future, where he was, again, famously... apparently lifted and carried back to bed for like 2 hours of sleep by the drivers. Like Michael J. Fox worked his absolute arse off for this film.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that it's 8:25? Precisely. Damn.
I'm late for school!
Oh, fucking hell, it's so good.
I'm drinking.
Oh. I've always wanted to do that. I would never, because I'm too frightened, but...
Oh, like fucking... After the film came out, fucking Michael J. Fox had to do a public statement like to kids saying like, please don't do that because you will die.
Oh my god.
Because they didn't want kids copying that. Don't need a credit card to ride this train.
Oh, and you're getting all bits of information that you need in like these shots, like, and no frame is wasted.
No frame is wasted, fucking Jennifer! So obviously Michael J. Fox was McFly. Wasn't obviously the original person, but the girlfriend Jennifer was the original person, then couldn't do it because she was doing another sitcom, so I have the actor's name
everyone's been replaced consistently in
the,
this movie.
the only person who definitely got the part and always had the part was Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Like,
You got a real attitude problem, McFly.
you got a real attitude problem, McFly.
Your father, when he went here, he was a slacker too.
Which, that line always kind of bothered me because, like, George definitely wasn't the slacker, he was a
Yeah,
nerd.
he's like a nerd.
He's like a try-hard.
But, like, I guess you could forgive it in that the teachers always remember what they want to remember, don't they?
Yeah, it's like, he's probably like, you're not doing PE or anything, you're not playing football.
Yeah, therefore, you're not, getting any scholarships anytime soon.
That's Alan Silvestri. That's the composer.
Huey.
No! That is Huey Lewis, I mean.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's what I thought.
Edit that out.
Haha, no.
Shit. He's like, this is bullshit, I'm the most good-looking fucking guy in here.
He is, he's such a sweetie.
I'd fuck him.
Oh my god, yeah.
Never gonna get a chance to play in front of him.
I love his voice as well, that sort of like squeaky but not squeaky.
He's definitely like, in between the first and the second one, there are some changes.
How old is he?
Oh, well, it's not in terms of puberty, but in terms of like, you know, second puberty when like.
Oh yeah.
Because I've done first puberty, but I've not got the I don't look like I'm 20 yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Second coming, yeah.
There's the second coming, exactly. So lovely cinematography. You were talking about the like No Shots Wasted. The cinematography done by Dean Cundy, who's another known collaborator with Robert Zemeckis, who also works with the likes of Steven Spielberg and John Carpenter. Dean was nominated for an Academy Award for his work on Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which he worked on. However, he's also worked extensively in the horror genre.
Nice.
So basically, he was DOP for The Witch That Came to Sea, The Creature from the Black Lake, Satan's Cheerleaders, which I find great. He worked on Halloween 1, 2, and 3. So the guy who did Halloween is the guy who did the guy that did Back to the Future, which I love.
I'll be my grandma. Here.
So much respect to her father not doing a thing.
Yeah, he's just. Big shout out to Biff Tannen, big man. He's such a nice guy in real life.
Such a great villain, like so real.
Yeah, because he's not like. He's just an arsehole, do you know what I mean?
And we all know one of him.
Oh, I think I am one of them. How you doing, butthead? I'm gonna drink every time he says butthead. Do you like this movie, Ed? Because this is the first time you've seen it in like ages.
It is, but its elements come back to you. Because it's so iconic. So there are parts there, catchphrases like him grabbing George by the tie and knocking his head, going, "Hey, McFly!
Hey, McFly!"
Think, George, think!
Anyway, your grandpa.
Yeah, I love how also remains an alcoholic in this. It's right, Lorraine, we're right here with you. We're drinking amaretto, by the way. Amaretto and Copperberg Black in a little
I'm
keg.
going to give you Coca-Cola because I think the sugar will do you good.
Yeah, oh, by the way, if I start to sound delirious halfway through this fucking thing, it's because I've just come off of an 11-hour shift.
Oh, we haven't even met Doc yet.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Exciting, is
Like,
it?
the film's not even
Elusive
begun.
character. And yet we've already learned so fucking much. So much information that's going to come back.
Unorganised
If there's
chaos.
one thing in this life that I fucking adore, it's a plan and a payoff. And this entire movie, this entire trilogy.
Twin Pines Mall, chosen to Lone Pines, love it, love it. Set design.
Shout out to Stranger Things for including this film in their latest series.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's 1:16 a.m. there, but we're just over, aren't we now?
We're 1:32. Fuck.
That could have been so good.
This is one of
the best entrances.
so fucking. They went with the DeLorean because originally the time machine was going to be a fridge, but they changed it to a car because they didn't want kids getting in fridges and locking themselves
Isn't
in.
that funny how decisions are made because people think kids are stupid?
Well, it was Spielberg's idea, and he later reused the idea in that Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. And so they chose the DeLorean, which is so. We'll get to that in a second. But Ford offered them so much money to do it, and they stuck their cars because the producers and writers said Doc Brown wouldn't drive a fucking Ford.
Yeah, it's so true.
Oh, there he is.
There's my guy.
Oh, look at him. That John Mulaney skit about Back to the Future where he's like, how old is this disgraced nuclear physicist? And he's like, oh, he's anything between like 40 or 80. Even we don't know.
It's so ambiguous. Oh yeah, they have such a wholesome relationship.
In an ironic sense, he himself is timeless.
He is. No, genuinely, that's a fucking great analogy because fucking.
It's so true.
Like he's got the big. Obviously, his
And he
look is
fits
based
in
off
every
Albert
time,
Einstein.
place as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Einstein.
It's like rewatching it for the well, it's just like watching it for the first time for
yeah, I haven't seen it in years as well.
So he hits 88 miles an hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
I love that they were allowed to say shit in like, what was it, 12?
Yeah.
Was 12 even?
The 80s, man. Well, this is back when you could still smoke everywhere.
That's a good point.
Which weirdly enough, you don't see a lot of, even when they go back to the 50s.
When they go back to the 50s, which would be just a fog of smoke.
It would just be smoke everywhere. I was born too late. I would have fit in. Oh yeah, so all these shots when you see the DeLorean and Einstein sitting in the DeLorean, it's a man in a dog suit.
Oh, cute.
They didn't put a dog yet. That's a man in a dog suit there.
Out of time.
Yeah.
I've got to say, tried it in my car and I was disappointed.
I woke up in hospital, 3 fractured ribs and a criminal record.
No one else could have played that role. It's Christopher Lloyd.
Would you like to know who could have played that role? Who was considered? I have the list. Hang on.
Are you telling me you built
Just
a
on the
time
side note.
machine?
Time machine.
If they played it right, they could have got away with a fridge on wheels.
Well, I don't think it would
Right.
have been as iconic.
No, absolutely not.
So, people who were considered are Jeff Goldblum,
A solid second place.
solid second place. Fucking John Cleese was considered.
I understand why, but I don't agree.
James Woods.
Fuck off, no, he's a homophobe.
Woo, yes. Gene Wilder, obviously.
Oh my god, yeah, fair.
Fucking. Funnily enough, Christopher Lloyd was actually before he changed it halfway through filming. I think he was known as Chris Lloyd. They went for Christopher, which I certainly prefer. There's like 45 names here, but I'm trying to. Danny DeVito also was considered.
Interesting.
Kevin Conway, John Candy. I don't think they would have fit him in the suit though.
No.
Gene Hackman.
fair.
All
like valid choices. It just like he's.
It all starts at the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one tells you where you're going, this one tells you where you
Yeah.
are, this one tells you where you were. You
Bit
input
of
the
trivia.
destination. That was the day I invented time travel.
Nonchalantly.
I remember
This is the first time he's mentioned this to him in their relationship, by the way. I just love how platonic it is, man.
Yeah, I like that there's no reason to justify this relationship. They're just friends.
No, it's just nice to see both of them working off of each other because they're always listening and they're always so connected. I believe everything they're saying all the time.
Friendship.
What? That one punch it? Right.
Break.
Yeah, it's meant to be. Oh fuck me. Yeah, so it's meant to be gigawatts, but you couldn't say it right. So like he says gigawatts all the time. That's like gigawatts isn't a term. He's just saying it wrong.
I love it. Oh, even he's got a hazmat suit.
Einstein. He's got a little hood and everything. Like, doesn't even cover the whole of his body. It's a raincoat, essentially. It's a raincoat looking like a... No! He's going to die. There's an argument... Bastards! There's an argument to be made whether this is the first official term of events and he's actually dead and Marty does change this, or he's always influenced this. And although I guess with the fucking thing of twin minds being changed to lone minds, I'd be more inclined to say he's actually dead now.
Yes, yeah.
And he's
I think
literally
so.
changing
Which,
things.
how insane, we meet this character, he's got batshit crazy
So
for
far
5
alive
minutes,
as well.
and then he just fucking gets killed.
Oh.
And what an excellent excuse to get him into the time machine.
Yeah, because
and
it's
to
like,
have to
it's a
race
car.
away
It's a car, it's
to
like...
88. Because if it was a fridge, he wouldn't have had any real reason to get in the fridge. But like...
Exactly, how would you...
And to get up to 88 miles per hour because he's being chased by someone with a fucking gun. Like, it's just all valid, and I love validity in my movies. Like, justify the fuck out of everything because you just need to take that time to do it, and it's good.
Yeah, man.
Worth it.
Oh, it's a bazooka.
Oh, it's a bazooka. Oh no, it's the 50s and we're terrified of aliens because Russia.
So, fun fact.
I'll just let you enjoy that.
So, they're on Sherman's farm, right?
Yeah.
Or they're on Peabody Farm, and the little kid is...
Sherman.
Yeah, reference.
With you.
References, we got them.
You want them, we got them.
You want them, we fucking got them.
Plutonian shell. It's a purely plutonic relationship.
Puns, we've got them.
You want them? We fucking got them.
Man, we're Sandman. Were you just doing the fucking Shakira snakehead
This
to
is what I
Mr.
do.
Sandman?
Yeah, why not?
It's interesting how we glorify decades of history that, like, we're super shit to live in for most people.
Yeah, and this is quite glorified. It's like the cutesy version of the 50s.
By the way, also, all this is fake. This was all built.
Oh, cute.
The whole of Hill Valley was built as reused for... I don't have the list on me, but fucking... It was reused for an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Nice.
It was reused for
Yeah, that
most
town hall
films.
and cocktail is very famous, isn't it? It's very iconic.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
There are some things where they had to recreate it, obviously, for the thing, but that's a real building. You can go to that. Right. Remember that guy? That original mayor?
Look at Jukebox, we must be in the 50s.
What's with the life preserver?
What's with the life preserver?
Hey.
Oh, coffee.
Oh, look at his shot!
Hey,
Look at
McFly! What do you think you're doing?
Well, actually, I
Why
figured since it
in
wasn't
the
you-
hell is he wearing 3D cinema glasses?
Because 50s, I think, ish.
Is Biff handsome or am I drunk?
He's buff, certainly.
Oh no.
He changed history.
Butterfly effect.
You can just tell that he doesn't get his bravery from his father.
We should definitely do a rule for Mum, is that you as well, because he says that like 5 fucking
Oh
times.
yeah.
Been asleep for almost 9 hours now.
What? He didn't say that fucking hard. Suck my dick.
Safe and sound now, back in good old 1955.
Why did she take off his trousers?
That is an excellent question.
Then come in here and eat your dinner.
Dinner.
Dinner. What's great about like Back to the Future is because
You've seen this.
incest and like there are kind of subjects here, but because it's got time travel, which is such a ludicrous thing for us right now, like it doesn't matter because like
Yeah.
it's like we don't need to question it like because
It's not about that. There's so much going on.
So much going on.
And it's all so good that we're not sat there focusing on what's bad.
Christopher's Mr. Lloyd, however you want to do it.
We know you're listening, sir.
We know you're listening, sir.
Great.
Really cool, because obviously this character is stuck with him like fucking shit on Velcro.
But also he loves it. Like,
you know that's the thing. That's the thing.
Whenever it's on TV, he'll sit and watch it, whereas Crispin Glover is never like.
Crispin Glover hates it.
Yeah.
Look
at him.
I think the most recent thing I've seen him in since this was the. Sorry, I got taken aback by the suction cup on the head. I forgot about that.
Kieran's died. R.I.P. Kieran. We're gonna carry on with that one.
It was in the Big Bang Theory for.
No way.
Yeah.
Playing as sort of this character.
He was so you know I was talking to you earlier about the Amazon.
Yeah.
He was in a horror film, a horror zombie film, and he literally just says, "Great Scott!" He's carried this like kind of thing with him, and he loves it, man.
A Million Ways to Die in the West as well, doing the exact same thing, just appearing and saying great stuff.
He's the best guy. He's
Future boy.
Future boy.
Who's president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
But Reagan, the actor.
I love him so much.
Nice car though.
Look at all the cute 50s cars. No one had a shitty car in the 50s.
Yeah, no one had a fucking shit Ford Focus, did they? The 1.01 gigawatts.
Oh, you need to drink for that.
You said this like 4 times, by the way.
So we're drinking 4 times for 1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gig. Oh my god, I will hurt you.
Crazy about me.
She's crazy about
Oh,
me.
alright, Marty. Calm the fuck down.
Nah, Marty knows he's hot. Hot people know they're hot. You can't fall asleep, by the way. Actually, you're getting comfortable.
I'm not comfortable, I'm not falling asleep.
We're in this for a fucking long haul.
It's just gone too. It's good. I'm wide awake. Back to the Future, roll credits, ding!
Marty.
You interacted with anybody else today besides me?
Oh yeah, by the way.
Only like my own mum.
Also-
No one important.
Also, I completely trashed your office 30 years from now.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
He never tells them about that. Like throughout the whole franchise.
Oh, look at his cute 50s outfit!
I prefer his 80s now. And also, why are you allowed in the school?
Yeah, what the hell?
Why is Doc allowed in the school?
It's a different time, my friend.
Like, can you imagine if someone tried to do that today?
Right, can I just ask, like, genuinely, like, has the kick me sign ever worked for
Like,
anyone?
surely not.
Like, you feel it, like, this bit, right, okay, let's break this down. Like, whenever anything, like, it's like, you know those spider movies where, like, they turn around and they've got the spider on their back, like, you
Yeah.
feel that shit.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me in that.
Yeah.
You know, especially, when there's something with weight on your clothes. You'd feel just depressing because you have to press it
Yeah, you
onto
have to
you.
press the sellotape, won't you?
Butthead!
You want to drink for Butthead?
Right, he's trying to not be unborn here. Man's under a lot of pressure. Could you imagine that?
No.
Fucking like you have to keep yourself from being put out of existence. Fuck that. That's way too much pressure.
So stressful.
I feel pressure trying to pay my fucking rent, let alone fucking.
Don't we do this every day, in a sense?
Whoa.
Van Halen.
It's actually written by Eddie Van Halen, specifically for this film because they couldn't use any of his actual material from the other albums because of copyright or whatever, so he wrote that especially for that, and he described it as he just did some noise. More trivia.
My name is Darth Vader.
But like...
Which obviously I didn't get because I didn't even fucking see Star Wars.
Yeah, same. But then also George McFly's going to get to 1979 and be like... Wait.
No, because in this new timeline he's successful and he does not look like the guy that's seen Star Wars. He's like
But he's still
business
seen
tycoon.
Star Wars because the only reason same as who has a child and then it's like, you know what we should name this child? We should name him after that lad that helped us both out back in 1955, and then he grows up and looks exactly like.
But this is the thing. What if Marty McFly goes back and like they start calling him Ed or something?
Yeah.
Or Biff.
But they call him Marty.
What if they call him Biff?
Fuck. Oh, he's so sweet and gross.
Nothing's coming to my mind.
Whoa.
Crispin Glover, man, he's the
He's not.
creepy man from Charlie's Angels. So I know him as.
Fucking Charlie's Angels. You have such an affiliation with Charlie's Angels. I think that's the film we've spoken the most about, which kind of low-key annoys me. Not the Third Man or like Citizen Kane or even the Suffragettes or like. Oh, I'm your density. I mean, your destiny.
Oh my god, it's a dream.
Oh my god, it's a dream.
Hey! I mean, you no. Not a fan.
I'll give it back to you. He doesn't, by the way. Marty's a thief and a vandal.
I'll tell you, if someone nicks my car, I want to be like, wow, look at him go.
We just give it back.
I'm wrong. He's just a vandal. Question: would you, if someone said to you, "I'm from the future, we get to know each other quite well. On this is a tape of like the last time I met before I went back. This has quite a substantial thing about your future. Would you watch it? Do you reckon you'd watch it?"
It'd be terrifying, and I might put it off for a while. But you couldn't help but be like, oh, what?
Curiosity would get the better of you.
Preventative as well. Like maybe I could prepare myself for that night beforehand. Like whether that be financially or kindly. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even if you're not saving your own life, at least you can get to get your affairs in order before you die or something.
I think I'd watch it straight away. I just have to know. What about you, Ed?
Sorry.
Fuck.
If someone gave you a tape and said this has substantial information about your future on it, would you watch it?
There would be a big part of me that would want to know, but I would not watch it.
Why?
You would abstain.
Why? Are you holding a mic to me right now? Why?
Sir, why?
So because I just would not want to know at all.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're just on the model scene where Doc is making a whole model of the town, which is fucking
Which is
great.
so great. He's obviously spent the whole day doing it while he was at school, and it's like, hooray!
And causing fights in public.
His face.
Okay, so yeah, Lorraine is now in Doc's thing, and they're trying Doc's workshop, going after Marty, and Doc has just quickly hidden the time machine, and he's looking like, oh, his mum fancies the fuck out of him. Oh no, what has this person I will befriend in the future gotten himself into?
What a predicament.
This seems great as well, because like, how much of the day did Marty spend with George, like helping him around the house doing menial shit, with in the back of his mind going, I might not exist.
Fuck my mom. As soon as it's physically possible, I need you to fuck. But then this is the thing, if they fuck at a different time, surely a different sperm would go in, and then it wouldn't be Marty. Marty would come back, but he wouldn't exist because they didn't conceive him on the same time, so then it's a different child. Is that how it works?
Fuck me, yeah. We males get rid of. We get rid of. I mean, George definitely wanks.
Like all the time. So Marty could be.
Although, but like, is it like because it's still his DNA? Like, is it?
I'm not going to think about it because it's too big.
We're currently at 2:25 a.m. Going strong. Going strong.
I think it's wonderful that the town's just letting him put it up without asking any questions.
No planning
permit
permission.
needed.
It's a weather experiment.
Okay, you're our local crazy scientist. Guess you have free run of the town.
I'm really gonna miss you, Marty.
And you forget that it's two different Christopher Lloyds in this movie.
Christopher Lloyd plays 3 different versions of himself in this franchise. And
It's crazy.
so good,
And
man.
they are distinctly different.
Yeah, like, because some show, like, experience. Marty, he took his mum, though!
It's so awkward.
He's just kissed his mum.
And she's just realised that she's kissed someone weird.
No, they took him in the boot, fam. They're literally kidnapping him. This is a crime now. This is a crime. Hey, get your damn hands off. You, get damn hands off. His heart must be in his fucking chest. His chest? Oh, no, that's where it already is.
Hell yeah!
And then George needs to. Come on, George. I want to hear the song. He just gives up. He just gives up.
She's fucking yelling at you for the love of God. That's so good.
Funnily enough, Robert Zemeckis didn't like that shot. Over
I
Sam
mean, it looks
vanishing.
incredibly fake.
She's actually calling for him and he's walking off.
Yeah, I know, what kind?
Oh, there we go.
Get your damn hands off!
Hell yeah.
Why does George Lee have super strength in the
I
last
know.
time? He knocked Biff out, he was like 6'2".
All he's been doing is reading comics and like climbing trees. Maybe that's it, climbing all those trees.
I never climb
Got his
trees, that's
muscles
probably
up.
why I've never climbed trees.
Oh, I love it! Now I can play again.
He was up so fast.
There we go.
I
Hell
don't,
yeah! Makes no fucking sense, but I love it.
brilliant! Marty's just, everyone's back. George kissed her, everything's fine. He did it. Right, let's get to the song.
Hell yeah. That's implying that the white man wrote Johnny Be Good.
What the fuck?
How do the band know what the fuck to do?
Is he playing?
Sorry, but also, sorry, real quick, big ups to Chuck Berry for this song, because
Oh, yeah.
even on its own, it's fucking great.
So he's playing a song that hasn't been played yet today.
Yeah.
George McFly, the guy who is most bullied, and she just walks past and goes, George, have you ever thought of running for class president? No, obviously not, because up until
Everyone
this
hates it.
evening,
He had a kick me son in his
yeah,
back.
and you
That's
all
a
agree.
classic.
They're all like, what the fuck have you done? I can't believe you've done this.
Oh, fuck.
Kids are gonna love it.
Your kids are gonna love it.
What a strange thing to say.
I hope you don't mind, but George asked if he could take me home.
Go, he's a great guy. I was never interested in you. Go away, please.
Listen, I gotta go, but I wanted to.
But please name your kid after me, otherwise it's going to be super awkward when I get back home.
I want to thank you for all your good advice. I'll never forget it.
Holding the couch.
He's cool now.
He's holding the jacket, waving. He's like, yeah, we're the one. Call me George. George.
Call me
If you
curious.
guys ever have kids,
If you guys ever
one
have
of them
kids.
when he's 8 years old accidentally sets fire to
What a weird thing to say to people!
So specific. Well, but obviously, like, he's 17. He didn't give a fuck.
Like,
Such a nice name.
Such a nice name.
We should name our kid that.
Here we go.
But
Best
not
bit of the
our-
film.
Not the
Best
first
bit of the.
kid that we have.
No! Refill the drink immediately.
We should name the second kid that we have, Martin.
Right, so for the next half an hour has been some of the most influential cinema.
Oh, hang
fuck
on, the
me.
dams. The dams.
The most the most influential. So as a writer, as a film goer, or whatever, fucking, this is how you do a finale.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is how you do a
One
third
of the
act.
greatest third acts ever.
Let's get home. Let's bring this home. I've been sitting forward for
Why wouldn't you be?
15 minutes. Genuinely, I've been like leaning. My back's starting to strain.
What's the matter?
I feel like I'm way more drunk than you. I'm so unhappy about that.
I'm an alcoholic. I can hold my drink really well.
About 30 years.
So you know, 30 years, because he's got to play the long game. Do you know what I mean?
And like he'll know that he met him in 1955.
Mm.
It's so weird, man.
Now for that whole friendship, he's just got to pretend like he never met him.
Yeah. And then he's not like aware of like. Would you become obsessed with him? Would he look up when he was being born? Would he like
This
be
is
at
the
the
thing.
hospital that
How
day?
much would you like hang around at the school again?
And then and then have to like re-meet him in a way.
Oh, he's found the letter.
Uh-oh.
My dad, 30 years. It's about the future, isn't it?
It's about the future. Why didn't you just chuck it in the fucking car?
The consequences could be disastrous.
Could be disastrous.
To take your life.
Depends on it.
No.
Here we go. So the tree branch has just landed on the wire. Also, fun fact. Every time Christopher Lee is dead, R.I.P. Christopher Lloyd is so yeah. When he's up on there, he's looking scared. It's actually because he's fucking terrified of heights in real life.
And was he actually on? They didn't like build a set that was close to the ground.
Oh no, he's up.
God, it's so fucking tense.
10 minutes, I'll do it.
No, don't.
Time circuit's on. Flux capacitor. Fluxing.
Flux capacitor. Fluxing.
No, it's not fucking ass.
Weird flux.
God, it fucking.
Weird flux, but okay.
Oh, weird flux, sorry.
Weird flux, but okay.
Hey!
Puns, we've got them.
They don't fucking make them like they used to.
They do. They could. They're just too lazy. Doesn't.
Hit the gas, Marty. Hit the fucking gas, otherwise you're gonna miss it.
You're gonna miss it, Marty.
You're gonna miss it, Marty.
Marty, you gotta hit the.
Gotta get the fucking flux going.
Gotta get the fucking. You sound like fucking Phil Mitchell. Go get a fucking flux capacitor, mate. Get out my fucking pub. What if Back to the Future was in Britain and Doc Brown was played by Vinnie Jones?
No! No! God, it's so fucking good!
Oh!
I'm
My
tense.
hat fell off.
I know what's gonna happen and I'm so tense.
Hard. It's because it's the pacing. It's timed perfect.
So I will always love the music, the soundtracks used for these films.
Alan Silvestri is so good. Doc having a major freak out. Doc just zip down the zip line.
Nailed it.
And come on. Da, 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 da. Dead.
You're dead. And he's gone back to the future! Iconic shot.
I think it was great that fucking we stay with Doc for this moment.
Yeah.
Like we're not like, because obviously in the beginning we go straight from the present to the past with Marcy, but now we're left with Doc for a little bit.
It's so good.
I love the celebration. A moment of wonder at his own genius.
And now you wait.
30 years.
Where you don't age or look any different except your hair grows a little bit longer.
He's like Eddie Murphy. Whoa, that seems like not a 1950s helicopter. Here we go. No, that hobo.
Oh yeah.
That was the old mayor from the 50s.
No,
That's what
fuck
happened
off.
because of what Marty does, because that canteen workman became the mayor. So that's why he ended up as a homeless
You don't
person.
go from mayor to homeless person. That's
No, because he never was the mayor.
Oh, I see.
Because now, drunk drivers. Yes, same actor, same character, all confirmed.
So clever.
Payoff.
So clever.
So much detail in this film. Frostbite. They're great. I love how he bothered to like change outfits as well.
Like, Merry Christmas, Bank of America!
He's still got time. The DeLorean was marketed as the car of the future. So for the amount of times they show it breaking down.
Thank God that also in
They've
this
already
version of
shot
the
Doc in this
future,
bit, yeah.
they still run out of bullets.
Yeah, because everything's the same.
Like, but the butterfly effect would insist that it isn't.
No, but like fucking, he's only changed elements of life that affects his circle of people. Up until this point, the terrorists have had no effect on him, so they still would have picked the same gun.
Right.
They would have probably been the same manufacturer or whatever, and the bullet still would have jammed.
Hey.
Also, he had his eyes open. What, were you just pretending? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
just for
what-
shits and gigs. I love it when people come into the shop like
Sometimes that can genuinely happen.
No, to be fair, yeah. People, I know someone who sleeps with their eyes open.
I do too.
Do you sleep with your eyes open?
I do from time to time.
That's calm, man.
that.
Well, not for anyone that's nearby, it isn't.
I never got a chance to tell you.
But he sellotape the
He went
letter
against his own rules.
for his friend because he saw him concerned.
Not all that talk about screwing up future events.
Well, I figured,
What the hell?
what the hell? He literally thought, no, what happened to your whole philosophy? I figured, fuck it, basically.
Fuck it.
And also, like, yeah, like, it does put into question, like,
Maybe about 47.
who is he in this new future?
Take care.
Sorry?
Like, everything's changed so much. How can he possibly fit in with this family? How can he
Well,
live
this is what I was talking
with
about
the-
earlier.
Yeah, exactly. How can he live with the memories of living in the 50s and meeting his parents and
And
everything?
this is why the
if they were
person
going
who
to name
plays
their
his dad is
child
like,
Marty, why is his older brother not called Marty? Why did they save the name for the second child still?
He didn't say specifically the third or second son.
But you know what I mean? If they had a name in mind, why wouldn't they name the first child that name?
And yeah, this is why the actor who played his dad didn't like
Was
the
like,
ending.
fuck this shit. I'm out.
And yeah, Doc just time travels away.
Travels away.
Yeah, because this is the thing. This whole film, it's his invention. He's not actually done any time travelling yet. You would do this as well.
Oh. What?
Back in time. Which I think, personally, is better than Power of Love. I prefer it. I think it's better. I think
it's great. Power of Love's a classic, but this is the underdog.
Can't go back in time.
I love how he sleeps. He sleeps like Sid from Toy Story.
He's like, what the fuck?
Like, who is he? Is he like a lawyer in this world?
I don't think they actually ever say. Fucking the brother who's now wearing a suit. He's just drinking a cup of tea. The cup is fucking empty. I'm so upset, and I've only just seen that. And Biff cleans his dad's car now. Everything is right with the world. It just shows if you get punched out one day by a nerd, your life is ruined.
Your entire life is completely different. Hell yeah! You missing it?
Driving your fucking bin
back.
cans. And he looks
Oh,
ridiculous.
that's fucking great.
We better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. Cheers, me. Back to the Future 1. Fucking here we go.
Dun, 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 dun. Ooh.
End of Back to the Future 1. Any thoughts? I've taken over your podcast. Sorry.
So here we are.
Hi, welcome to Why This Film, a podcast by Kieran Jenkins. You may recognise me from such works as Doctor Who Guardian, Piqued Interest, and How to Ruin One's Life in 4 months or less. Question. Say this wasn't a trilogy, and this was just a film.
Yeah. Is the ending satisfying?
Yes. How does this hold up as a singular film for you guys?
I think it does. I genuinely think it does. I don't need to know. You know, like how The Incredibles ended with I'm the mole person, and they all
The
like,
Underminer.
That's the one. And then like they put the masks on.
Hi. Back in time. Sorry, go on.
And like I didn't need to see them fight the Underminer. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't ever need to see that because I
kind of didn't want to see it.
No, I didn't either. The story that was being told has been told, and therefore it's lovely that I see what's wrong with his kids. But like I never had to. Like it's a very good standalone movie. I think that's my 2 cents.
No, absolutely. Fucking. What about you, Ed?
Well, what exactly is the question? What, as a standalone film?
Yeah, say 2 and 3 didn't exist. Fucking, what would you say?
It still work?
I think overall, yes. It's got that,
Good. Right.
it's got that ending that it's up to your own imagination after what happens. We know.
Yeah, of course.
Well, when they wrote it, obviously, fucking, they didn't. I don't think they had an intention. I think obviously they set up a part 2 or whatever, but like it was never in them. Yeah, because obviously it had to be successful in order for it to get a sequel. So like there was that small window of purgatory where like, oh, this could just be it. But yeah, Emily's also gone to the toilet, so I don't know how to finish episode. This is the end of the episode 1 section. Sick.